Hey, what's up, guys? I just finished this week's workout, or last week's workout, I should say, since it's Monday. Started the workout on Wednesday, or the week on Wednesday, after being in the hospital for 5 days. We did rack lockouts for bench, basically accessory exercises for bench pressing. I didn't record it though, because it wasn't that much and it was pretty boring, to be honest. And then this was on Thursday. I did 2 sets of 5 with 515 deficit deadlifts. So this was a PR, which I'm pretty amazed with because it's a stiff bar like I've been using for the past few months now. And yeah, just a lot more difficult to deadlift with in general. But I'm getting it done. I don't think I was capable of doing this much weight on deficits before. Also, it's supposed to be a 2-inch deficit. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I just used a 45-pound plate for the difficulty that it made. And then after all of that, just did 2 sets of 9 with 315, trying to pause at the bottom, like a slight pause each rep. I haven't squatted in like 2 weeks, so getting back into that, slowly building it up because of the knee pain that I've been experiencing in the past, resulting in issues, and basically making the squats a lot more difficult to increase. However, bench and deadlift are going really well, so that's a plus. Or I forgot to mention that I think that 515 for 5 deficit was a PR as well. So happy with that, especially due to the circumstances of the past week before and everything that was going on, making it a lot more difficult to get the progress done and to hit PRs. So yeah. Body weight is like 205. I lost about like 8 to 10 pounds, I want to say, in water weight, but I'm slowly building back up. I wasn't taking any creatine, so that's a big factor. But I just started that loading phase of the 20 grams for a week straight and then dropping it down to 5 grams every day. Also, I'm trying to get in uh, the same amount of calories as I did before, which was like 3 to 4K. Oh, I haven't done these exercises before, or this exercise before, the Nordic uh, hamstring curls, so that's why it was a little difficult for me. Hit a PR right here with 405 for 2. Almost got that third rep, but not quite. I think I might have held it for a bit too long at the top on that second rep. Should have just went straight for it, but either way, it's a PR. 405 for a double. I definitely got that triple. So we'll see what the schedule looks like this week. If we do another 405 attempt. Then I did 4x4 paused repetitions after that with 365. Only recorded the first rep, or the first set, I should say, and the last set. So usually on the last set, I always like to take the wrist wraps off to just make it harder for myself to see what I'm capable of, because the wrist wraps will give you that wrist support, and I feel like it does help in a way. So I like to remove them to make the last set harder to get more out of it. But got that done, then did some, I think this is overhead tricep extensions. Yeah, I did those with 100 pounds. And then that was basically done. The week was all messed up, so the schedule was all messed up. We were trying to catch up on everything, so the rest days weren't there at all. It was just 5 days straight of working out. So I was scheduled for bench again, and I was like, well, I don't want to get hurt, so I gotta time this out correctly. So I made sure that it was within 24 hours from when I last bench pressed. So doing 2 days in a row typically for an upper body movement isn't really what's the word? Not necessary, but I wouldn't recommend it compared to like squats, because with squats it's more of a lower body movement, and your legs in general are just going to be stronger overall compared to your upper body, so it can take more than your upper body can take, in a sense, at least in my opinion, because I've noticed that there's guys that will do like 2 days in a row or 3 days of just squatting, and it works for them. But for me, I feel like it may or may not work. I've never really tried it, to be honest. This is my first time actually doing a lift back to back, so it was a bit different for me. However, the good thing is that the exercises weren't the same, and the bench pressing was lighter than the day before, and also there was resistance training involved, so it was just different in general. But at the same time, the same muscles were involved, so the good thing is that I did time it within 24 hours. So yeah, right here, that was a PR, 610 pounds. Sorry I added an extra clip in, but it was pretty short, so why not? And then I did 510 for 7 right after. I was pretty gassed and dehydrated. And this was yesterday, so it was literally just 5 days straight because of being in the hospital till Tuesday afternoon and then getting out, and then the next day going at it for 5 days straight. Just very tiring in general, especially deadlifting twice, benching technically 3 times in the same week, and doing all of that after not working out for a week straight is pretty amazing to me that I was even capable of, doing that. So, yeah, just overall satisfied with everything, how it all went. I was able to hit 3 PRs this week, so that's pretty darn good, in my opinion, because of the deficit deadlifts, and then the bench with the 405 for 2, almost 3, and then that deadlift right there, which I failed a month ago, but technically it was a 3-week difference since I've taken an entire week off from being in the hospital. So, I'm satisfied with it. These weren't the best because of my grip and my shoulders, being that they were pretty sore from doing the bench twice in a row. But yeah, that was pretty much it for this week. Pretty successful week, I would say, which is pretty crazy with all the things going on. But yeah, finished off with ab wheels last night. And today's a rest day. I need that rest day because 5 days straight is a lot. I normally don't ever do that many days in a row. It's usually like 3 days max in a row and then a rest day. It used to be just like every other day, so I'd always have time to recover in between, but changing things up to see how it all works out. And it's been going well so far, so we'll keep up the progress, see how it all goes, and see what I can achieve later on down the road. But as always, please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for this week's workouts and lifts. See if we hit any more PRs, and then comment down below. Tell me what you think. What I should post more about or record more of, since I know it's kind of like repetitive showing just the lifts only. It gets pretty boring, but yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, and as always, thanks for watching.